Couple of minutes here for a quick update on what's going on. Our southern counties are really getting laid on thick here with the snow. What you can see behind me is a GDOT camera down in Cordele looking northbound. Haven't seen a car or truck go by in a while, and actually on both lanes it looks like it's totally covered up with snow. We'll take that full. Looks like it's in the middle of trying to think about it right now, but you get the idea. As we take it right there, you can see it. Again, this is Cordele, Crisp County right now, where the snow just continues to come down. We just saw from a viewer a minute ago, Dooley County, Unadilla area with a ruler, 5 inches of snow there. Pretty crazy, record-breaking stuff that's been going on tonight. Let's take a look, since that seems to be frozen, no pun intended, at Perry, where we are seeing, we're going to go to that. Again, big totals down that way. The fairgrounds in Perry have been showing all night, just stacking on top of each other, and it's still coming down that way. So this is one of the big areas once you get into these southern counties. And as we take a look into the Dublin area, more of the same thing. And again, this will continue for a while, it looks like. Now the Macon area is going to start to kind of clear out here in a little bit. It will eventually clear north to south, but that hasn't happened yet. So this goes right along with what we were thinking, that our southern counties would be getting the brunt of most of this. So again, if you look up top, you can see that Monroe County, half of Bibb County is already clearing out. A few remaining flurries in downtown and in South Bibb, but the rest of it is all here. And where you see this dark blue set up, this is some pretty steady snow. I showed you on the Perry Skycam a minute ago. And again, potential for already 5 inches of snow. Maybe by the time we're through with this, over 6 inches of snow, which is crazy. South Georgia seeing even more than that. So that's the way it looks for now. We're going to continue as we go through the next few hours to eventually see this make its way toward the east-southeast. It may take a few hours to get it on out of our area, but for the Macon, Warner Robins area, over the next hour or so, most of it should tail off. We're going to go over to 13 WMAZ Plus, YouTube, Facebook Live, all that, and we'll answer questions. I'll see you over there. Forums, good evening to you. Hopefully you've been able to get out and enjoy some of the snow and not had to do any driving. That doesn't sound like any fun. If you missed the TV thing we did a little bit ago, we are still seeing very heavy snow by our standards, or probably anybody's standard, really steady, as you get into the southern half of central Georgia. So all this blue down here, this dark blue, continues to be a very steady snow. All right, so let's take that full and we'll take a look at the radar. One thing of note, just what we sometimes do during severe weather events is I'll do like an all clear, and that's because the severe threat is over. And of course, in this case, you may not want it to be all clear. You may want more snow to come down, but you can clearly see the back edge coming across now. So Monroe County pretty much done unless there's some sort of flurry just kicking around. Half of Macon is already done with it. Crawford, Taylor County almost done. And you can see that Jasper, Putnam, Baldwin, and Hancock starting to finish out there as well. The rest of it is in our southern half, and in these dark blue shaded areas, that's where we're seeing some impressive totals. Just a little while ago, we had someone send us a picture from Unadilla with the ruler in their snow at 5 inches, which is crazy. Again, we've been looking up records. Ansley's been looking them up, and we're breaking records down in some of these southern counties. So really a fascinating day, and definitely breaking all kinds of records along the Gulf Coast there for places like New Orleans, Panhandle of Florida. So very wild weather. Let's see what it looks like on the Skycam. Dublin still snowing. The road's going totally white now, so I haven't seen any traffic in a while, so it looks like that's just the way they're going to sit as we go through tonight. And again, we're going into a hard freeze overnight tonight, so we're talking about upper teens for a start tomorrow morning. One of the more impressive Skycams too, of course Dublin has been it, but Perry got on board, and the fairgrounds here just covered up, and it is still coming down. So I don't know where we sit on totals in Perry right now, but I know that they're piling up. And again, not far away in Unadilla, somebody again with 5 inches. So I think we're approaching some of these kind of numbers in a lot of these spots there. Probably at least that much. In the Perry area, because they were in that initial swath that came through earlier in the afternoon, and then now they're in this one as well. So piling up there. The Macon area, as I mentioned, almost done with the final few flurries. You can see obviously some cars have been driving downtown. Parking garages covered up, roofs covered up. So pretty good bit of snow. We ended up getting what it looks to be about 1.5 inches out in the backyard garden here for us. and we've seen some areas with more than that. Obviously, the bigger totals are to the south. Okay, let's put it on this, which again, that is not cloud cover you're going to see. That is snow in the white instead of blue. This is just a different color table there. So you can see it already starting to clear from our northwestern counties. All right, let's see what kind of questions we have. When will it be safe to drive on the road? Well, that's a perplexing question because some people, most people probably don't have to go anywhere tonight, but tomorrow morning is going to be tricky because we're going to get to that hard freeze overnight tonight. The good thing we have going for us is this is more of kind of a soft, dry powder kind of snow as opposed to what we usually get, which is a heavy, sort of wet, icy snow. So we'll see how it goes in the morning. I think there's going to be a lot of, it might be fluffy out there now, but maybe a lot of crunch to it in the morning. So I was talking to some folks in the newsroom that are from up north, and they're like, when you drive in it, you try to stay in the ruts from where other people have driven, unless it gets kind of icy, and then you can kind of cut through some of the soft powder I don't know why I'm giving out advice on how to drive in the snow. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I think that's a personal decision. 4 inches in Kathleen off 247, 3 in Fort Valley, probably around 2 or 3 in Dublin, says Deborah. Let's see. It's still coming down. So really to get the final totals in these southern counties, we'd have to wait until late tonight, or you'd wait till tomorrow morning, and it's not going anywhere. It'll be there still on the ground in the morning. We may get a little bit of melt tomorrow, not a whole lot because we're only going to be in the mid-30s for a little bit. And really at the surface, you've got a frozen layer. So I'm curious to see, there may be a couple of drips coming off a gutter, if even that. And the majority of it is going to stay on the ground and refreeze again tomorrow night. It'll still be on the ground Thursday unless some of it kind of melts off. I still think at Friday and on into the weekend, there'll still be some pockets of this in a few areas on the ground. So that answers that question. How long is this supposed to stick? Henderson, Elko. So that's in Houston County, 5 inches and still going strong. 3.5 in Hawkinsville, but still coming down pretty good. So yeah, if you're in those southern counties, you're not done yet. Again, we can look at it in the blue here with this snow map. And especially, let me put it on now, especially these dark blue areas. This is where we're getting a really solid snowfall coming down right here. It was a little farther south earlier, which, there still are pockets where it's really steady. So McRae, after waiting for so long to get the snow, I think they've gotten it now. I think some big totals down that way. Colby says close to 4 inches here on the north side of Warner Robins. Interesting. And there's Alyssa coming down good in McRae. 4 in Cochran. 4 inches in Twiggs, coming down harder than it has all day. It is so bright and beautiful outside, Samantha. I agree. Jordan says, when do you expect snow to stop? In the Macon and Forsyth and Roberta, Gray, Milledgeville, it is already stopping. But once you go south of Macon, south and east, it's still going to take a couple hours or a few hours to get that out. Still snowing in Butler, 4 inches so far. Lauren Black in Cordele says 6 inches in Cordele. I believe that. Dustin, I ain't measured yet, but looks like 3 to 4 inches in Kathleen off Hunt Road. Okay. Close to 4 inches in Warner Robins north side, Gary says. Coming down in Trutland. Still coming down good in East Dublin. Around 4 inches in Perry. Still coming down. 4.5 in Byronville. 4.5 in Kathleen. Leslie, what about driving at 7 in the morning? Again, it's just going to have to be, it's a personal decision. I don't think it's going to be an easy ride in the morning unless they were able to get out and do some clearing of the roads. Because there are a lot of areas where the roads are just totally covered up with snow. So we'll see about that. What about those traveling Thursday? I think you'll have a better chance by then because we will have had some melt possibly, and then I think there will be some roads addressed either with whatever solution they put out there or some sort of a plow or something like that. Will it be safe to drive at 11 a.m.? Well, I mean, again, I don't know how far above freezing we're going to get tomorrow, and it is going to depend on where you live and if the city or county folks or whatever can get out there to address some of the roads. Most of what I'm hearing from people driving tonight is, wouldn't recommend it, but it's not terrible. But then once you get into tomorrow morning, again, that's after a hard freeze, and everything will be really set in stone then. All right, we'll do a couple more questions, and we have the 10 o'clock show coming up on the CW channel. Let's go back to Skycam. Again, the really impressive ones obviously are Dublin and Perry. There's Dublin still coming down, and you can see the roads out there. You can see that you can't see the roads. And then as we go into Perry at the fairgrounds, you can see it in the light coming down out there. I mean, look at that. That is crazy. Fairgrounds totally covered up out there. So, and one more look at the, I don't know if I can get that camera to work. I was going to try to show you the G-Dot camera. Okay, there it is. That looks like some cars are moving on that now. Right here, you can see people with flashers on. So for a while there was no traffic coming through. I don't know if that meant they had an accident somewhere. You can see that one on the left side of the screen, just kind of swerving on the road there, on some road that hasn't been driven on in a while. So I saw it covered up with snow, what I'm assuming is northbound there, and I don't know if it was because of some sort of accident and it's cleared and now all these cars can come through and kind of stir the road back up again, but it was just totally wide a minute ago, just like the other side is now. Not many cars coming down from the other side, but it's crazy to see that in Cordele. What could easily be 6 inches of snow down that way. All right, folks. So we will see you at 10 o'clock on the CW. We'll continue to monitor this as we go through tonight. And again, this will be on the ground for a few days. Be safe and enjoy.